So today we're going to be making some red lentils, like curry style, and we're going to get into the nutrition of it all. So here I have a bag of organic red lentils that I got at a grocery store, and I'm just showing you a quick view of its nutritional content and the serving sizes and all of that good stuff. Anyways, we're going to measure out 2 cups of red lentils here and then wash them. And red lentils are one of those things that lentils in general, one of those foods that I'm glad I did not give up on, because when I first tried it, I didn't really like it because it wasn't food I grew up on. I grew up on beans. Beans was the major legume that I grew up on, I think specifically cowpeas. And anyways, lentils were just not one of those things, but this is why you give foods an additional try. And I'm glad I did, because now I'm eating it and it's good and I get to enjoy it with my family. And of course, I have my little helpers here helping. So yeah, I get to teach them a little bit about food, as we're making it. And I'm glad I get to do that now so we can build a solid foundation on food. So we chopped up 1 green bell pepper and about half a big onion, and you can add more as you go. And we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil and just kind of to our already hot pan, and just try to heat that up for maybe a minute, and then add our chopped peppers and onions. And you can add red bell peppers as well if you want, but I didn't have red on hand. And we're going to fry this for a little bit. We're also going to go ahead and grate in some garlic and some ginger if you have some in hand. And we're just going to let that kind of fry for about a minute or 2. For this brand of red lentils I'm using, the serving size is about 1/4 cup of it dry, and it contains about 110 calories, which is not bad. And also total carbs is about 22 grams, which is about 8% of your daily carb needs. And then the dietary fiber for just a 1/4 cup is about 4 grams, which is 14% of your daily fiber needs. And it has about 8 grams of protein, which is impressive. And also it has about 15% of your daily needs of iron, and 2% of calcium, and 4% of potassium, just in a 1/4 cup of the red lentils. When I buy foods, one of the things I think about is, how is this food serving me? Does it only make my tongue happy and not my entire body happy? So usually that's how I kind of gauge what I'm eating on a day-to-day basis. Like for this lentils now, it does make my tongue happy. It makes my entire body happy. I have good fiber, good plant protein, and just so many benefits with like other vitamins and minerals as well. And here I'm just going to add about a 1/2 cup of tomato sauce. I just used a canned one that I already had in the house. I'm going to fry that up too for about 2 to 3 minutes, and just kind of let everything simmer in. Lentils contain folate, which can help protect your heart, and it also helps support the formation of red blood cells. So if you're pregnant, they always kind of emphasize getting some folate in, so lentils could be a good source of that. Here I've just added about 1 teaspoon of salt and about 1/2 teaspoon of buillion powder, just to let everything kind of cook in. I'm going to also go ahead and add about 1 teaspoon of turmeric, and also about 1 teaspoon of thyme. And I'm also going to add about, I think, another teaspoon of black pepper. You can adjust these seasonings to your liking, but this was what worked for me, and it was delicious. Lentils also contain something called polyphenols, which have been known to have anti-inflammatory and antioxidant and neuroprotective benefits for everyone. So for me, this meal has just now gone from being basic to being something that I want to have in my diet on a regular basis, and also for my children. It also found that some studies found that lentils may help improve cholesterol levels in people with diabetes, which is very nice. So here I'm adding about 3 cups of water to start with, depending on how thick you want your lentils or how thin you want the consistency. So just starting with 3 cups of water, and I'm going to cover that up, and we're going to simmer that for about 10 minutes. I added a little bit of the extra veggies and extra onions, which is, optional. If you don't want that, you don't have to. But anyways, we'll cover that up and we'll simmer it for 10 minutes. But let's get back into the nutrition of. It is important to kind of combine lentils with other foods so that you can have the complete amino acid profile that you need. And here I'm adding about a cup of coconut milk. I think I ended up only adding about half cup. One study literally found that eating lentils led to a greater reduction in your blood pressure than eating something like maybe peas or beans or chickpeas. So I think that's important. It was a study done on, I think, rats that found that. But yeah, I'm just going to stir up these lentils, and at this point, I've turned off the cooker, the stovetop, and I'm just going to let the rest of the heat kind of cook in the coconut milk and make it creamy. But look at that. I like red lentils. I think they might be my favorite because they look nicer than green lentils, to me at least. When you kind of eat like lentils combined with other plant proteins, you may be making a healthier choice for your heart, because you don't have all the saturated fats that meat may have. So that's a benefit of eating plant-based. But here I'm just dicing up some plantains, sweet plantains. I love plantains, and I think a lot of people that end up trying it like it. It's like a more fibrous banana, but it's good. And we normally cook it or deep fry it in oil. But I stopped deep frying a long time ago. Once I got my air fryer, it was game over. So I usually just call mine roasted plantain. I don't even try to call it dodo or try to call it fried plantain. It's just roasted plantain, so everybody can, leave me alone. One of the advantages of air frying rather than deep frying is that when you deep fry food, the vitamin C and some polyphenols may be lost, are usually lost when you deep fry. But when you air fry, it usually preserves the vitamin C content of things like plantain. One medium plantain contains about 54% of your daily vitamin C needs, so that's about 4% of protein, so not very high in protein, and about 25% of vitamin B6, magnesium about 16%, and it is a high carb food. So if you're like on a low carb diet, may or may not be the food for you. But I love plantains and I'm keeping them in the diet. You just have to find a way to eat it in such serving sizes that are beneficial for you. But anyways, so I'm going to air fry this in the air fryer at 390 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 minutes. And here is how I ate my meal, and it was delicious. Thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Until next time. Bye-bye.